Well, hello, hello, hello. I have not done a video about the Yanuka in quite some time. I've been keeping my eye on him. There's a couple other channels I'd like to give a shout out to Wallytron 101 and Watchman Adam. And besides this channel, are really about the only three that I feel are keeping a biblical background about keeping an eye on this guy. I want to mention a few things. Of course, many videos I make, people always try to say, hey, there's no such thing as a third temple. For us believers in Jesus Christ, we know that per the book of Corinthians, we are the temple. But the key thing is I keep trying to implore to a lot of people as I have studied the Talmud. I have studied it not as dramatically as the Yanuka has, but I have studied it enough to know a lot of where they come from. And they use a lot of Jewish mythicism, and they believe in restoring a temple, and they believe in two messiahs. Nevertheless, the news is not going to lie to us on this aspect of Israel 365 News, that they are in the process. And I have been showing video footage from people I know in Israel that are actually, we're talking Messianic Jews, that are actually showing footage that there is these Levitical ceremonies going on, and they are trying to rebuild a temple. Now, the debate can continue to go on with people saying, is this what Christ was talking about? Is this what Daniel was talking about? Nevertheless, I believe that the third temple that's going to be built is part of it. And of course, if you destroy the temple that is in your body, we need to keep into effect to know that majority of the Jewish community does not believe in the Messiah that has came and that died and resurrected 3 days later. They are looking for two messiahs. And that's where I'm saying the news doesn't lie. Now, I'm not talking MSNBC and all them. They lie. I'm talking about actual biblical news where people are keeping their eyes on the prize. And that prize is, of course, Jesus Christ. Now, there was a while back, I did a video talking about this, that the Knesset committee was discussing whether a new minister will be appointed for the third temple. This is real news that they are talking about doing, along with some of the videos. If you just look through my end time playlist, anything that talks about it, um, there's video footage that they are really doing this. There's many things. If you go to Israel 365 News, you can look up and see a lot of these things. But the Yanuka has been in such a viewpoint of many channels, but I feel only, besides this channel, Watchman Adam and Wallytron are the only ones that are really keeping their eyes on the biblical aspect of this. Everyone else is kind of just doing it for views. And whenever you put this person's name in or anything, people come frolicking in because he's treated like a rock star. Now, there was something he had said on his video the other day. Watchman Adam recently just put a video out too about it. I'm not saying that this guy is the Antichrist or false prophet, but I really do think he's having a big part to play in the end times. We know that the false prophet will pave the way for the Antichrist, and there's a possibility that this guy could be one of the two messiahs that the Talmud believers believe in. The guy has memorized every bit of the Torah and the Talmud. He's performed miracles, is what they say. Um, but nevertheless, we see in end time eschatology when it comes to the Bible that there will be false signs and wonders that are performed amongst the false prophets and the son of perdition, the Antichrist, and all this. Now, he has been talking about peace, and I just want to add one aspect. Peace is something that we all want. Don't take me as a person that doesn't want peace. But when we look at the viewpoint of the Bible, we know that peace isn't going to be a thing until heaven comes, until the millennial reign of Christ, when Satan is abolished once and for all, sin is abolished once and for all, the new heaven and new Jerusalem come down. We are always going to have a turmoil on this earth until the actual day and time where people are sealed for an eternity in heaven or an eternity in hell, and Satan is put away forever. There will always be sin that covers this world. It's not a bad thing to pray for peace, but I want to bring up in 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 3, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. We are in an era where we are seeing a lot of people say peace and safety. A lot of people within the high up of all these talks between UN and all that and world leaders, we're seeing peace and safety the past 3 years. It has really been thrown out there a lot lately. And of course, people can always say this is also in the aspect when nations try to talk about peace. But I'm just going to be real. I'm not one of the oldest people on the earth, but out of all the time I've been alive, I've always been big about following world wars and wars in general. Through my whole life, I've always been big about that and studying history of wars. And I have witnessed so many times peace and safety is being brought up. And now, as I say for this guy, you know, I'm not gonna put a judgmental thing on him. I'm just saying something, as Watchman Adam and Wallytron say too, is not sitting well with me about this person. I've done a lot of prayer before I do anything about anything with this guy. And I've watched that whenever you talk about this guy, a lot of people are extremely defensive. And I'm going to go in the biblical aspect to say that we don't defend man and woman. People slam me as a pastor all the time. You don't see my church or anyone that follow me defending me. We just dust our feet off and allow people to say what they're going to say. But as watchmen and as men and women of God, we are to expose things, and God is exposing things through the light, and He is exposing a lot of things that are going on. So I would like to just say we need to continue to keep our eyes on the prize, and that is Jesus Christ. And we need to definitely keep an eye on the things that are going on because this guy has been in the subject of talks quite a bit. And a lot of channels are kind of just talking and don't really have a lot of background with it. The channels I mentioned and this channel, I feel that there is a lot of biblical background. Along with, we have looked at things. I have a video that I've posted on one of the first videos I posted about him. If you look, I put on the screen about what the Talmud is and the seeds of order they follow. These are things that have got to be very essential when you line it up to the Bible and realize there is something that is off about this, especially when the word Jewish mythicism is up. We remember that there's a lot of missing books in the Bible that people say, and some of them are labeled under Jewish mythicism. Mythicism is a word that we should take with a grain of salt and not believe everything when it comes to mythicism. Mythicism, other things that are lined up with mythicism is like dingy and stuff like that. These people that they believe have powers and they're spiritual beings and they're ghosts. Um, I before I was a born again Christian, I had studied a lot of samurai beliefs in their gods and all that they believe in, and a lot of Roman mythology. And they're really not too far fetched from the same thing that a lot of Jewish mythicism believes. If you believe in the Bible 100% that it is the authoritative word of God, then you know there's only one Messiah, and you know that the prophecies have been fulfilled about that Messiah, and you know that Jesus is coming back, Yeshua HaMashiach, to take back what is His. And there is so much that is coming true in the Bible. There is people that are backsliding from the faith. There's people that are just, violence is all time high, signs in the sky. We have a comet coming on February 2nd. We have all these signs with the clouds. Really, this channel is an end times channel. And I'm telling you that the end times, that's what the Lord had called me for. The signs are here. And I believe without a shadow of a doubt, we are going to see something with this guy. It's been pretty quiet with him lately. I haven't made a video about him in a while because I've really just kind of been gauging the background of what's been going on after making a bunch of videos about him. I've been kind of just gauging back and praying and seeing the next line to go. Upon watching his last video, I noticed that Watchman Adam had commented to and felt the same thing that I had felt. And that was confirmation through prayer that, yes, it is time to make a video again about him. You could check out his video. I'll put the link in the description as well to keep an eye on this. And then I'll tag Wallytron too. Now, I'll say one thing about all three of us. I'm not trying to speak for him, but I'm only speaking what is biblical. None of our theology is 100%. No one's theology is 100% in general, but there is something between these three channels that are 100%, and that is our belief in Jesus Christ and knowing that the signs of the times are here. So, my brothers and sisters, I would just love to say, um, keep your heads up. We fight from victory, not from defeat, and that is thanks to the blood of Jesus Christ. May God bless you all and much love. I will have a video tomorrow that will be coming out that is talking about a handprint that was found in Jewish archaeology not too long ago. Could it be a Nephilim handprint? We do not know. If you have not watched the sermon today, Mass Church, a lot of people are sharing it out and saying this is a must watch. Per the book of Proverbs, do not edify yourself, do not lift yourself up. Let a brother or sister say something about you. I've watched a few channels share it and say that this is a must listen. So, per what my brothers and sisters are saying, evidently it's a must listen. I'll put it up at the end of the screen. So much love.